Welcome back. Amidst all the other types of chess learning that I'm trying to do, like solving puzzles or playing bots or analyzing my old games, one thing that I have been putting off, and you've probably noticed, is actually playing rated rapid games on chess.com. After working so hard to break back up above 1200, I have kind of slowed down on those, but I'm going to try to play one here today. It's also worth noting that my last several games have either been wins or draws. I've lost track, but 7 or 8 in a row, so I know that statistically it's probable that I will lose this game. However, I'm going to try not to, and hopefully we'll do well. If not, we will go to the analysis board and find out why. If you're new here, every time I look over there, it's because I'm paranoid that I forgot to click record, and I'm just making sure that I did that. Okay, I'm going to click play. I have selected random colors, so I don't know which color I'll get. Don't know what kind of opponent I'll get. As you may have realized when I do this on video, I don't know what's going to happen, but I have been playing all of my chess.com rapid games on video for the past, I don't know, couple of months. Let's try it. Click play. Okay, I got the white pieces. I am playing against Holy Moly from the United States. We're going to get e4, e5. I'm going to get the knight out. Oh, this is the Petrov's Defense. Oh, okay. Usually people who play the Petrov have played it before. We're attacking each other's knights. Let's see, if I attack their knight, they can immediately attack my knight, and my pawn's, their pawn, and my pawn's still undefended. Oh no, what do? Do we take their pawn, or do I defend mine? I'm going to defend mine. Okay, they defended theirs. Can I just get this out then, and we are going to end up playing the 4 knights Italian variation? Is that what's going to happen? All right, well, I'm going to castle, and I think they're going to castle. Now we're into something piano game. 4 knights something. Okay, they're preventing me from coming in here. That's fine. I have no idea what to do. Guess I could put this knight in here, move this rook over. I don't want to move the rook over because then they drop their knight in here and they have 2 pieces hitting that, and right now my rook is protecting it. Can I throw this up? Let's see. They have they have 3 pieces attacking that, and I only have 1 defender on it. Okay, can I bring this knight down and then push that pawn? No, because if I move this knight, then nothing's defending that. Oh, wow. Okay, well, yeah, I really didn't want to get the knight out to c3 because when I bring my bishop out, I like to be able to play this pawn so I can later get it around there, but that didn't work out. Let's see, can I push their knight a little farther? Is that what I should do here? No, their knight's just going to go in here. Okay. I don't know. Let's defend that pawn so I can move my c3 knight if I need to. They were going to do the same thing. Okay, well, let's pull this back. Maybe I can pull this back and throw that pawn forward. I feel like I am already in unfamiliar territory, although I know this position is probably very normal to many of you who've been playing e4 the whole time. Okay, we've pinned the knight, and I'm more than a minute behind on time. Maybe I can do this and then help defend the knight with the rook. But either way, I have developed all my pieces. Except the queen. I still need to develop the queen, but we'll see what happens here. Oh, I finally gave my opponent something to think about, but they remain a minute ahead of me on time. Oh, they did that. Okay. Well, I kind of wanted them to take this. Maybe I can keep edging up here, and then maybe they'll get the message at some point. All right, that's what I wanted. Now the rook is guarding the knight, so I can move my queen off of the back rank. But first, maybe I want to put this knight here. Oh, I had an undefended pawn. Do I have any other undefended pawns? I don't think so. But if I move that one, oh, that one will still be defended. But now my queen's not pinned by that front knight anymore, so this front f3 knight can go somewhere if it needs to. But I am down a pawn because I just left that pawn undefended, and my opponent saw it very quickly. All right. Let's take that. That pawn is not undefended, so where's this going? Oh, are they trying to do this? Well, then I could just block with the queen. Okay. I think I'm okay then. Let's push that knight back again. Oh, my phone just made a noise. Hopefully that's not important. Oh, it's not. Okay. Okay, we are slowly closing the time gap, but I really am not sure what I'm doing. I do know that that pawn's pinned. I like that, but they're probably about to push this. My guess, I can undouble this pawn by pushing here. Yeah, let's do that. If they take, I'll take. If not, I'll end up with tripled pawns. No, I won't. I would just push that forward. Oh, they've brought their queen over to help attack this pawn? Okay. Why is that pawn so important? I don't know. I can just defend the pawn by moving my queen up, right? Is that what I should do? Okay. I do like that they've slowed down. That ultra fast in the beginning, way past where I was comfortable, made me feel like they were really familiar with those types of positions. I still want to move this forward. Oh, oh wow. Now I can't take with this pawn because I pinned it. I should have put my queen over here. They're going after my undefended bishop. My goodness. I think I want to lock it up, but I don't know. I don't have any idea. But now if they take here, I'm going to take with the c pawn, but they appear not interested in taking that. So, okay, they've moved their rook over for some reason. I don't know why, but I am ahead on time now. But I need to protect this, possibly by moving my rook over, because otherwise this pawn is just pinned. I think they're going to play their f-pawn now, is my guess. Oh no, because my rook is guarding that. Oh no, but I need my rook guarding this. What's going on, and why are they taking so long? Or maybe they're stuck like me. It just always makes me nervous when an opponent was playing really fast and then suddenly starts playing really slow. I don't know why I always have all these dark thoughts about how long my opponent takes for their moves. Oh, they did play that while I was talking. Okay. I suppose they're thinking of pushing it forward one, but I'm going to protect my queen here. If they push it forward, I think I'll just take it. If they take here, I'll have to move my rook. And I realized when I pushed my d-pawn forward earlier, I blocked it from looking at the queen. From looking at their king. Okay. Well, now their pawns are doubled, and I have pinned the knight to their queen. Yeah, I've blocked off my bishop, so it's doing nothing here. I'm wondering if I should bring it this way. No, that lets the knight in. Right now, the bishop is keeping their knight from penetrating here, which I don't want it to do. Not while my queen is here. But I need my queen here to guard this pawn because they have two attackers on that pawn, don't they? Maybe I should start pushing this pawn and try to break through on the queen side. They've opened up this whole king side thing here. And also that might not have been the best place for that rook. I have no idea. Oh yeah, I should push this pawn because then I'm attacking their knight. Depends on what they do. Well, hopefully they don't do something really dangerous because that's the only thing I can think of right now. They might be thinking about pushing this pawn to help defend the knight so they can get their queen out of there. Oh, they got their queen out of the pin anyway. Okay, then I definitely don't want to do this because then they'll have mate, but they might have mate anyway, right? Okay, but now they don't have two attackers on this pawn anymore, so I think I can drag this back here and defend against mate, and I'm still defending the pawn just in case. But now their knight's not pinned. Where's it going? Oh, they went there. Okay. Oh, and now my knight's undefended. All right, well, there's nothing I can do about that. I only have one legal move, and they're going to take my knight. And now, yeah, I've lost. Because you see how long they're taking. They're being very, very careful. So, and now their knight's protected. I'm going to make them work for it, though, especially since I'm ahead on time. But now this front rook, I don't have a way to get it back there, do I? I don't think I do. The only thing I can think of is to shoot this pawn forward and then try to rotate this rook around that way to help guard my g2 pawn. But my bishop's hanging. Why are they taking so long to take that? That's another question. They're taking an awful long time. Oh, that's why. Because they took 30 seconds and figured out they had a checkmate. All right. Well, as I said at the beginning, statistically, I wasn't expected to win this game. So let's run the game review. It says I had 5 blunders on this little quick thing, but usually that number doesn't match at all the number that I get when I actually run the game review. So let's run the game review and see what it says here. Well, it says I played really poorly. 3 misses and a blunder, which is 4 blunders, also 4 mistakes. Looks like I had a little bit of a lead in the middle game there, but then I successively made several misses in a row and gave it away. And yes, I know I got a little distracted by my opponent taking vast amounts of time for certain things, but it worked out for them. And I didn't mean to be criticizing how much time they were taking. I was just expressing that when my opponent takes time like that, it bugs me. Makes me wonder what they're thinking about, if they're stuck like I am and they're just scrambling to find a move in the allotted time, or in this case, I was wondering, it looked like pretty obvious that my bishop was just hanging over there, but instead they just checkmated me with the knight, which I apparently invited by moving my rook over, but I think it looks like by that point I was lost anyway. Let's go to the point here at which my opponent gave me a huge advantage. I thought I clicked on it and it didn't do anything. Okay, so I was doing well up until this point. Dead even, according to this. Very, very close to even. And my opponent's best move was knight to a6. Also, c5 or d5 would have kept us even at this point. But they blundered here. And I should have immediately taken there because my rook is guarding that. Oh my goodness. I mentioned several times that my bishop was pointing here. I thought I was just pinning the pawn, so the pawn couldn't move. A lot of times when an opponent gets their knight out of the way of their f-pawn, whether they put it over here or in here, or sometimes if the rook's not there, they drop it back, that's because they're about to play f3, f4, whatever, trying to break this open. And so I thought, hey, they can't move that f-pawn because it's pinned. But I did not see that when the knight got out of the way, I had my rook and my bishop pointed there. It's just I would have taken it. The king could not take back. It would have to move over to one of these two squares, and then I would have gotten their rook. I completely missed that. Okay. But it said that was excellent. What? Well, queen to e1 was my second best move, but I guess because it would have targeted this knight, and they would have defended it with the pawn. My third best move was c3. Okay. Just to be clear, I thought I was already behind here because I had allowed my opponent to take this free pawn. And when they did this, I thought they were coming in here somehow. So yeah, I had no idea that I was ahead here. I had no idea that this move was one of my 3 best moves. Again, Stockfish thinks that knight to a6 is their best move for this knight, but c6 is their second best move. That's what they played. Okay, apparently there was another miss here because I still have 2 pieces aimed at this, and I didn't see it. I just flat out missed the fact that my rook was also pointed at that pawn. Taking it with the rook or the bishop would have been fine. But failing that, I should have put my knight up here on g3. Instead, I did this, which is counted as a miss. It takes us back to even. My opponent did not like being even, so they made a mistake here, which was bringing their queen up. I think it's because that still allows this. Okay, so all 3 of my misses were because I missed bishop captures f7 check. I did that instead, thinking they were about to get this pawn. Because that looks pretty obvious, right? They have pointed 2 pieces at an undefended pawn, and if the knight takes there, it's aimed at my queen. If I took it, then they would get my rook and a pawn for a knight. So I wouldn't take it, I would just have to run with my queen and I would have lost another pawn. But yeah, so I missed the bishop captures f7 again. We're back to even. My opponent blundered again here. Wow, this was a blunder. Is it because it allows bishop captures f7 check again? Yes, it is. 4th time I missed it. I was worried about my bishop and I moved it. Wow. Okay, back to even, or very close to even, 0.35. My opponent's best move was to put the knight back where it came from, or to move their king over so my bishop can't attack it anymore. The reason the knight goes there is so my rook won't see that pawn. I get that now. Okay, or to move their king over, or to put their rook back there to guard that pawn. But okay, they did that. That was their 3rd best move. So now they just have an advantage, and I need to line this up here. Yeah, I didn't realize that they were putting that rook there to defend against this. Maybe they finally saw it. I thought they were putting it there to push this pawn. But instead, I blocked my bishop's chance of ever seeing that, which of course allowed them to move that pawn. But what they should have done was queen to h4, threatening mate. And it says I just would have played the h pawn up. I think I actually was, if they had done that, I was going to put the rook over there. But that probably would have been bad. Oh, wow. Yeah, I would have messed up bad. If they had played that and I put my rook here, they would have put their queen in here probably. Oh my. Maybe. I don't know if that's what they would have done or not. Because nothing's guarding that spot, except my king. But yeah, it does say I would play rook to h3 if they had put their queen on h5. I would have brought my rook over to block it, and then they would have to put their queen back where it was. Interesting. That's their 2nd best move. Their 3rd best move is b5 to challenge my a pawn, I guess. Or maybe to go farther, but instead they played f5, which is what I thought they were going to do. When they played that, I thought, oh yeah, I was right. That's why they put the rook back there. And I didn't realize they had actually put the rook back there because this pawn wasn't yet moved and they were protecting against that whole thing. I am supposed to play h3 now, but instead I was worried about this. Well, of course they're supposed to take. It threatens my rook. I need to move my rook. G3 was my top move. Good, I made the right move there then, but I'm already behind. Queen to f5 is one of their top 2 moves. That's what they played. I need to give it up for the knight. That's my best move, is to give it up for the knight. But instead I did that, which allows them to check here, which forces me into the corner. And their best move by far is to take the knight, which is undefended. And I'm supposed to take their knight. But instead I did that, which allows mate in 1, which they played. Okay. I'm not going to be too disappointed by this. As I said at the beginning, I went into this knowing, I'm not going to get all frustrated and say, oh man, I'm going to go back to d4 or whatever. I've had a pretty good run with e4 over the last several videos, several games, rapid games here. Done pretty well playing e4 as well in Bullet and Blitz. So I'm going to keep trying. I just was unfamiliar with this position after, you know what, while we're here, while we're here, let's do a little Petrov lesson for me. I know this is the Petrov's Defense. It says my best move is to take that pawn. d4 is just fine too. But if I play d4, they're going to take this one, and I'm going to take theirs. And then they're going to play what? Okay, or knight to c3, which is what I played, but that's dead even. What happens if I take here? Do they take mine? No. What happens if they take mine? Well, then I play here, but then wouldn't they play there? Then what happens? I take theirs? And then now do they play? Oh no, now they play d6. Okay, and then what? Well, I'm a whole knight ahead, so I would just defend it with a pawn, and then they would take it, and then I would take with my pawn or my queen, but then they would go here, and I just have a very slight advantage? Okay, so backing up, so I should have just taken their pawn. Okay, well what if they hadn't taken my pawn? Because that's not even listed. d6 is one of their moves. If they play d6, I just put it back, right? But then they take mine. What if they do this? I think I've seen people do this before. Now I just put it back and let them take my pawn? Oh, it says no, I play d4. Or put it back, doesn't matter. But they can still take this pawn. It's not their best move, but it's up there. Their best move here is to get their other knight out. And it's not in my best interest to take it. I should get my knight to c3 or queen to d3. Or just put this knight back and let them have that pawn. And then we'll be even because, oh wow. Yeah, I probably need to study this. I've seen it maybe 1 out of every 10 games recently, and I'm usually not sure what to do, so this is, of course, one of the reasons I switched to d4 in the first place back when I first got into chess, is because there's so many well-studied openings after e4, especially e4, e5. There's all these things. There's the Italian, the Sicilian, the Petrovs. Now, in our case, it didn't matter. In our case, since I played this out, and when they played that, we're now in the 4 knights game. We're not in a Petrov anymore. But then I was in this, and what was my best move there, actually? Is it a3? Or bishop to b5? Or bishop to e2? Okay, so I just should have stayed in the 4 knights game and not transposed into the Italian variation, which eventually got us into the basically the quiet game, I think is what this is. Because I'm not going to try to pronounce that word, G-I-U-O-C-O. And in here I was supposed to castle. Okay. Well, luckily for me, it did transpose into this because the Petrov would have gotten wild and I wouldn't have known what to do. And here I didn't know what to do either. But sorry, I wanted to get to the point at which I became unfamiliar with it. It was, I think I've seen h6 before. Oh, and a3 was one of my better moves. Okay. And then they castled, which I kind of expected. And then this is where I didn't know what to do. d3 or h3 or bishop to a2. Oh, I should have just gone ahead and put it back now and just kept it on that long diagonal the whole time. Okay. But instead I played that, which, I mean, it wasn't horrible, but yeah, okay. So here it is fine just to bring this bishop back. I'll try to remember that. If you made it this far, once again, thank you for spending your time here. I know you have other things to do. We'll see you next time.